Good morning. Good morning, chat. What's good? It's evening right now? Well, I'm talking about me. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the jam, guys. It's 10 a.m. where I'm at. So I gotta say morning. What's good? Hey, man. Let me turn off the light. 1 second. I just realized my lights aren't on in the back. There we go. There we go. Okay, we can get started now. We hope you guys are doing great. Good morning. Ran a little late. I sleep past alarms constantly. Chat wanted to chat if you do the same thing, so I don't feel alone. What is good, guys? What's good? I need to put this over here, so it looks like I'm looking at the words in the chat and not like someone talking to me on the side. Oh, man. All right. I'll write it down. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you guys don't know, as much as I can during the week, I will have morning streams like this. Good Morning Jam is what it's called. We just yap. I might do something during the stream. I might not, but mostly it's just yapping. How you been? Everyone happy for their Monday? You know. Let me say hi, everybody. A lot of them on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. I watch on YouTube, by the way. I just hope to see. Oh, I just hopped here because this chat is quicker. Well, Victoria, you know, most of my chat is in YouTube. Yep. It's significantly. It's like there was a seismic shift about a month ago after VidCon, where it's mostly just YouTube now. Now I want it to be both. I want it to be both, and I would like you guys to testing. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I want you guys to follow me and watch me on Twitch too, right? Those are both my main channels. And the reason for that is, well, here's the thing. I started on Twitch mostly. YouTube was like, I kind of was not taking it seriously. It was like, okay, this is just a channel where I can post like random stuff, or like I guess I'll stream on Twitch and then I'll put it on YouTube later, that kind of thing. Oh, is the music stopped? Well, the music should be back now. But I was talking to someone yesterday, you know, and it just, you know, I already knew this, but it just reiterated it because it's been a while. You should always have multiple ways for people to reach you, just in case something happens to one or the other, you know? You never know. You never know what nonsense YouTube Senpai's gonna do. You know how tsundere YouTube Senpai gets. You know what I mean? We know how awkward they get. Big streamers getting dropped off the channel for no reason. They don't have to explain themselves. They can just do it. You know what I'm talking about. Are you reacting to MyStreet? We're going to do MyStreet at 2. MyStreet at 2. PDH tomorrow. Same time. 2 p.m. Pacific. So if you're on the East Coast of the U.S., that's 5, right? Yeah, man. Let me just look up and down the chat. We got 15 people here today. We got 15 people. I don't know when 2 p.m. is. Stop lying. Stop the cap. What's up, Devin? Let me say hi to everybody. Luna. We only have, we don't have that many people here. Luna, Midno. What's good? What's good? Potato. You can't join? Hey, man, if you can, you can, you know. Victoria. Bobcat was good. Bobcat, you knew. You're not new, right? Iska. You're on Twitch. I see. It's all good. Obviously, some of you can't, for whatever reason, right? We were talking about math earlier. Good. Keep me out of it. Keep me out of it. I want no parts of your math talk. James turning into Keston confirmed. What does that mean? I don't understand. I've been watching your stuff for a couple of weeks now. I'm pretty quiet. Gotcha. Hello. Rabawa? How you pronounce your name? It's 1:43. So you're on East Coast. Got it. The hat? I've always had a hat. Keston has like the cowboy hats, right? Does he have other hats too? James hates math too. LOL. The accent? Yeah, man. So this is a pretty bad accent, I would say, but it's fun. What time is it for me? It's 10:43. Keston is just the cowboy. Keston should have an emote where it's basically his face but the cowboy hat. Does he have that? Speaking of Keston, looks like he's going to do some VTubering. Keston about to do some VTubering, y'all. Looking forward to seeing what that model looks like. When Keston starts streaming with his VTuber model, we're gonna start raiding him. We'll start raiding him a ton. What y'all think about that? What y'all say to that? You're coming for his brand with that hat? I don't think so. With that accent? He doesn't have that accent. Stop playing. That's OD. You're ruining Keston's brand. I can't believe you guys actually are saying this right now. You guys... guys make me regret things. Alright. Yo, that's OD. It definitely is OD. Thanks, Amanda. So, let's talk about some things. Keston... No, wait. Voice act Zane or Keston? No. James, what is your favorite breakfast meal? I love eggs. And I love waffles. Waffles and eggs would be great. I'm very simple. Waffles, eggs, bacon. Stop it! God, that was like so echoey. Let's ask math questions. Go ahead, I won't answer them. Keep math out of my chat. James is a big gassy. That's not me, bro. Stop taking his brand. You guys are crazy. Hold on. He doesn't have this hat. Also, you hear the music here? You hear the vibe? You see this vibe? That's not a vibe you're gonna see on Keston's chat. Straight up. Okay. Also, I just noticed one of the lights are red on my screen. Let me fix that. It should be purple. There we go. What's 105 times 0? Wow, that's crazy. I'm not doing impressions of Zane. I'm watching YouTube stream and Andy's Twitch stream. Oh yeah, Andy is streaming right now. I kind of did see, yeah. If Andy's still streaming on Twitch, we'll raid him. And then, you know, obviously we'll be back at 2. It's 346 divided by 567. None of my business. Jam him. Jam him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll jam him. We'll jam him later on. We'll later on today. Get jammed. Hashtag get jammed. I actually have a sound alert where the guy is like saying, "You just got jammed." I love it. It's great. Yeah, he's streaming on Twitch though. He doesn't. I don't. I wish there was a way I could like bring all you guys on YouTube to see him at once, without having to have you guys, without having to say, "Oh hey, go to my Twitch so we can rate him together and he'll be happy." I don't like that. It's really weird. All right, anyone's a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh? Are you still working on new emotes? Yeah, I'm still welcoming, like, first of all, I'm peeking. Okay. I'm still welcoming any fan art that would like to be considered for emote for the channel, for the YouTube channel. It'll be, part of the membership, by the way. Right? If you want to, activate the membership once it's ready, you know, you'll get access to the Jamster collection on YouTube, and I'll add more of the Jamster collection. When YouTube allows me to, because basically it's like, oh, you have to have this many people on the thing in order to get more things. I was like, okay, fine. So I put some of the good ones on the Jamster collection. If you don't know what the Jamster collection is, you have access to it on YouTube, on Twitch already. All of them, if you're sub to the channel. The Jamster collection is probably the best emotes. Well, it's definitely one of the best emotes. Collection of emotes on our channel. And the Jamster emote in particular, the main one. That one, exactly, Bobcat, exactly. That's the one. That one is actually the most used by far the most used emote on our channel, and it's great. It's a great emote, and that's the Pog Jam. That's Pog Jam. So we have the Pog Jam, we have the Jam Stare. You just saw them right there. Right. So if you're sub, you get access to those. Now, we'll do something about that on YouTube. I'm just trying to. I want to add more emotes that are unique to YouTube on there. The thing is, they only let me use like 4 to start. But once more is allowed, I'm assuming people will want. First of all, I'm assuming people would want to do the membership, and I solidify what I want to be different. Right? Only them kind of thing. Like right now, obviously, like simple things. That's why it's not really expensive at all, but mostly like members only, like chat, for example, and post conversations like that. You know, I have to figure stuff out. I have to figure it out. I'm anonymous from YouTube. Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that. It's crazy. I see Dylan Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything just put a video out. It looks like a new Blue Eyes White Dragon support cards announced. Let's talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Real quick. Because you guys, I know I voice in Yu-Gi-Oh! By the way, I voice Roa Kassidy in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7. It's not the main Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows that people are used to. But it's a really good show. Definitely watch it if you can. It's really fun. Now, I started playing branded Despia. If you guys are fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! The actual TCG, I've been playing branded Despia the last few weeks, IRL, and some new support came out. Some new cards that came out that can be synergized with the deck, and I've been trying it in locals. I've tried 2 locals so far, and the most recent local, which is yesterday, I went to a local yesterday, had the most success. It had the most success in terms of the things I was observing. Like, when I go to these things, I'm not going in necessarily to win. I'm going there to observe and test, right? That's why I go to this one, because it's a small local, right? It's small, we can talk, things like that. So far, only a few people know who I kind of am, right? Like some of the people who own the shop, I think they know who I am. We don't really, I don't think they go about like telling people. and I think maybe 1 or 2 people that play at the place know who I am. So I wanted to test these 2 cards. I have 3 cards here I wanted to test. I'm assuming, hey, if Dylan, I don't know if Dylan plays as much, but if this is for, I don't know if Metagames GX or Gals will see this, because they're big branded players, and they have a pretty cool YouTube channel. Just want to let you guys know, this is just to you guys. I've been playing this. I've been playing Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. I've been playing that. I have been playing the Stellar, and I also added this, and they will know what this is. They will know what this is. I've been playing this, Chaos Nephthys, in locals. Now, if anyone's been watching, been playing Master Duel, they've seen Chaos Nephthys a lot. Not a lot. Occasionally in a branded deck list. And I got opportunities to bring it out multiple times and disrupt quite a few times in the duel. Now, one point I want to bring out, I did not one time puppet lock throughout the entire event, even though I could. I really could. I went for basically these 3 cards was my my adjustment to seeing if I can use this as part of a gimmick puppet-less branded deck, right? People don't like the gimmick puppet lock. People are talking about it getting banned somehow. I don't think it needs to get banned, because as dumb and stupid and not fair as it is, I think it's more or less a complaining. People are just, that usual thing that happens in these competitive anything, where people complain about something and they just want it banned, not because they just don't want to deal with it anymore, not because it helps the game or it makes sense from an overall meta standpoint. I personally don't think it should be banned yet, outside of one scenario, which is a large sweeping change to the ban list, where it hits pretty much everything equally and fairly. Not even equally, but fairly. Brandon probably shouldn't get hit too much. I think if you're gonna hit anything, you get rid of Gimmick Puppet and Ido. But I don't think you get rid of those if you don't really hit Snake Eye. If you don't really hit the Fiendsmith Legend. If you barely touch Yubel. If you barely touch some of these crazy decks that are just winning 50% of the decks. If you don't hit Shifter, you know what I mean? Like, these things need to get hit. If you don't hit these things, I don't see what's the point. I don't see the point in wasting my time trying to explain why these decks should be hit. Because, to be honest with you, as strong and as solid and powerful as Branded is, the way the meta is right now, that's not good enough. You barely will win anything. We had one top 64 in Europe, one top 64 in North America recently, for the major events, I think the tournament. One is not enough. One is not enough to justify hitting anything. Objectively speaking, no matter how much you don't like certain things about it. And what I've noticed from playing competitive games, what I've noticed from playing whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Smash Brothers, even Smash Brothers, people will justify and okay losing to one thing or another, depending on their preferences, their biases, and honestly how it makes them feel, and not really the objectivity is like the last thing that happens, right? In my opinion, like, no one is saying that Gimmick Puppet Lock is not fun. I mean, is fun. No one's saying that. Even the people who play Gimmick Puppet know that's stupid. The thing you have to realize is that the game right now is at a point where if you don't have something like that in your deck, if you don't have a way to do that in your deck, you have no shot at winning. None. Generally speaking. If your deck doesn't do something ridiculous, if it doesn't have a very easy to access, very easy to start multi-layered combo that ends on multiple layers of negation and interruption, a deck, or it ends on floodgates plus interruption, hand traps, a combination of those things. If you don't have that, you can't win. And what I mean can't win, the odds are very much stacked against you to do anything. Because you gotta remember, you're doing this under time. And one of the things about competitive games that have time is that it is a strategy to time people out. It is part of the game. It is part of the strategy. Whether it's looked down upon or not, that is part of the strategy. Straight up. There's nothing you can do about it. You can call people for slow playing in Yu-Gi-Oh! They may take a warning, but they still slow played. The effect has been done. The damage has been done. You know what I mean? You cannot slow play in Yu-Gi-Oh! But the current time constraints make it impossible with the way these combos are for that to make much of a difference. And that's what people who know every single card is being played can knows the lines and can quickly speed them out, can quickly turbo them out. That's not possible. There's too many different types of cards and archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! To where someone's not going to be like, what is that? Let me read that. Let me figure out what this is while formulating my play. In earnest. Some people will be doing that not earnestly, and there's no way you can really, you can't just say, oh, he's not doing this X, Y, and Z, get rid of him. You can't do that. It's really hard to figure it out. By that time, you've wasted more time on top of the time they wasted. So they have a serious problem. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a serious problem with time. They need to add 5 to 10 more minutes of time. They really do. They really, really, really do. That will be enough to solve it by itself. But if they're not going to do it, they have to take away cards that cause the game to go too long in competitive format. But they won't do that. They won't do that because a lot of the cards that do that are really expensive. It's just for lack of a better word. Just for lack of a better way of saying it. A lot of the cards are just too dang expensive. They're too new. It'll make them look bad. Now, Brandon's a special case because it's been around for a very long time and they've slowly evolved it to help it keep up but never really take over. And I think Brandon's a good example of a really good deck. Not just in terms of how good it is in meta. I mean, in terms of its design. I think in terms of philosophy, in terms of marketing, it's really great. Because technically, if you think about it, all these cards, all these stories, they're their own IP. And like Dark Magician is something that you would say Yu-Gi-Oh! Should take advantage of to sell products, right? Like Dark Magician merchandise, Dark Magician stuff, X, Y, Z. The same thing can be said in a way for Branded. Which is why we've heard about the anime. We heard about the anime. They're making anime of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and their stories. Instead of just like the protagonists fighting Dark Force, Shadow Realm, XYZ. You know what I'm see what I'm saying? Which is very interesting, and I think they should have done that a while ago. I'm glad they're doing it. But they have to create archetypes that they can. Every archetype from here on out has to be consideration of it being transferable to anime or media, like comic, like manga, for example. That needs to be a consideration. So, I think in that sense, Branded is one of the archetypes that they're looking at as the blueprint for future sets. They're gonna have to curve the power level, however, in terms of just competitively playing the game, they're gonna have to curve it drastically. Some of these cards should not be allowed. Like 99% of these floodgates need to be gone. Like stop keeping them, stop keeping them. Shifter needs to be gone, banned, period. Puppet banned, Idol banned. Diabellstar, not Diabellstar, Flamberge Dragon banned. Beatrice banned. The Tenpai Field Spell to 1. Like those are things that are obvious that need to be taken care of if this competitive game is going to survive. Otherwise, we're going to have more pros leaving. They'll just go play. I mean, because you add that to the fact that the game that's some of you guys might not know this, but it's really annoying to play against a game play competitively in a game like that where it's asking you to pay thousands of dollars to make a very powerful deck. And then you go to these major events where you have to spend money for planes, food, gas, hotel in many cases. And then you get there and you work your butt off, deal with the most broken stuff possible, somehow still survive or get lucky and not face those disgusting things. You win or top and you don't get anything. I totally get it. And by anything, I mean like anything monetarily. So it almost feels like you're being ripped off. You're being roped into some type of gotcha, right? That's why people are going to other games, and I don't like hearing that, but it's a fact. You know, I would like people to stay playing Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest. I think Yu-Gi-Oh's I know it's a fun game. It can be a very fun game. That's why I like stick to playing locals. For me, I stick to playing locals because there's more of that fun. There's more of that laissez-faire. There's more of that relaxed environment where look, this isn't serious. We don't have to like. We have a little bit of leeway on time, for some places, or we can just practice and see what we like. But then but a lot of these guys are doing it in preparation for these big events, and that's what makes it a little sad for them, because they're probably gonna lose to some jank, and then some of them may be able to say, okay, this is what happened. I'll get over it. I'll figure something out. I'll get better. But a lot of people, especially kids, are going to be like, I'm mad. I'm upset. It's not fair. I lost. This is not fair. Get rid of it. They're going to be completely charged with emotion. They're not going to really have good justification for it in the grand scheme of things. It's just mostly like a selfish, I want this thing gotten from me now. As if, and that's what I always have a problem with. It's like, oh, so you're saying like if it wasn't for this, you would somehow be winning every tournament? Or winning even the ones when you just lost? Probably not. Mostly, even then, it's either just RNG, like a random thing, because it's a card game. You just happen to brick, or a guy had nuts. You know, it happens. Or which you can't control. Or you played bad. You made mistakes. Which in Branded, you make mistakes. It's very hard not to make mistakes unless you're like a very seasoned Branded player, from what I'm seeing. I make mistakes all the time. Still. But I'll remember what I did and be like, okay, that's what happened. Like just yesterday, I did a chain link. I did a chain block wrong. I did a chain wrong. And I wasn't able to bring out Light and Darkness Dragon for a very specific reason because of it. I still won the game. But, you know, it is what it is. So, I was hoping, I would love to hear from Galzo and Metagames GX, like talk to them about what they think about some of the cards I'm playing, to be honest. I'll reach out to them and see if I get an answer. But I think, I'll just say right now, I think if Branded gets hit, right, and they lose access to Puppet Lock via removing Puppet and Ido, I think the play to go is Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. It's not difficult to summon. There are a few ways to summon it in Branded that are not invasive. That's the most important thing. The most common way is Branded Banishment. Branded Banishment can easily can be easily accessible in from the Red Albion play where you're going Albion. Well, I'll bring it out. Yeah, here it is. Where you're playing Albion, the Branded Dragon, going into Lubellion, discarding for cost, fusing for Lubellion, making Mirror Jade, and then you bring out the Bestial Lubellion by tributing Red Albion, the Branded Dragon. Bring out Branded Loss, end phase. Red Albion was sent to the graveyard, so it's going to get Branded Banishment, which is a trap that will allow you to fuse using monsters on your opponent's side and your side if you wish to make any a fusion monster. Or you can just special summon. You don't have to do it, but you typically want to. Now, here's the thing. There's a problem with that. While it's still really good, yeah, Randall, the artwork is awesome. That's a good, legit reason to collect it. Yeah. Now, here's the problem with it. I understand I understand if people don't like doing that. Because it's like, well, I don't get to take my opponent's monster and fuse. That's more value. Yeah, it is more value. You take one monster and you make something. Now, I think and you're still going to be able to do that. But I think being able to stop 3 things, essentially, is better. even if it's slightly better or even more better. Like, I think it's more than slightly better, to be honest with you. It's just better. It's just better to do that. From my testing, what I'm seeing, when this thing comes out, it gives people problems. When Light and Darkness Dragon comes out on my opponent's turn through Branded Banishment, it gives them problems. So that's one way of bringing it out. Branded Banishment brings back Albion the Branded, fuses with Lubellion. You make Light and Darkness Dragon, that's 3 negates. Right? 3 mandatory negates on Chainlink 2. The second way is Branded in red. I'm actually trying to figure out a way to bring out Dragon Lord twice in one turn. Negate 3 things, fuse it away, make 3 more things. So, in Branded, they have a card in the main deck that is a level 8 dragon monster. Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. Very powerful. Most people will run 3 in their builds because of its ability to set up the graveyard, draw a card, and just set up plays very easily. Very, very powerful card in terms of, what the deck wants to do. Hi, what's up, McKenna? If now people are now running Branded in High Spirits, which is another powerful card that also sets up plays and can potentially give you nearly as much advantage as a Branded Fusion, which makes it very hard for people who are playing against it, because now, do you Ash Blossom Branded in High Spirits? The answer is always no. Or do you Ash Blossom the Branded Fusion, which is always yes. The problem is, Branded doesn't lose to Ash Blossom on Branded Fusion anymore. It's long since not able to do that. But there isn't a choice. You still Ash Blossom, hold the Ash Blossom for the Branded Fusion. Which means you're able to do these plays basically whether they like it or not. For the most part. So Albion, the black, I call him Black Albion because look at he's just straight up black. I mean, what do we may say? Let me just pull him up again. He's just straight up black. Albion the Shrouded Dragon, or Black Albion, is a level 8 level 8 dark dragon monster, and what he's gonna do is you're gonna send him in the graveyard. You're gonna put him in the graveyard, probably by activating his effect, using him for Branded and High Spirits, typically, right, or some other way. And then you do your plays. What you're gonna want to do is you're going to want to, and this is what I'm trying to figure out when the opportunity arises, how to get double Light and Darkness Dragon on the field. Not 2 at the same time, but 1 followed by another. Hey McKenna, we're just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And this is how you would do it. Okay, so you would need to have either Branded in red or Branded Branded Banishment in your hand already. Or be a way to search for both. One of them has to be through the effect of Red Albion. The other one could be some other way. Or which is why I have a lot of draw on the deck. But the point is, or you can use Quem, something like Quem in Cartesia. So on your opponent's turn, you're going to make the Light and Darkness Dragon on their turn after you for all your plays. Probably through the effect of something like a Branded Banishment. Okay, so you got the first one out. Light and Darkness Dragon has the ability to negate 3 times by lowering its attack by 1,000 every time it wishes to negate something, which is mandatory. If it cannot do it, then it will still attempt to, but it won't be able to work, basically, because its attack is too low. Now, once it hits that point where it can't negate things anymore, I can do a few things. I have Mirror Jade on the field. Or my opponent's probably going to want to make something from the extra deck. I can use the effect of Quem to special summon Black Albion. Albion the Shrouded Dragon from my graveyard. Then use Cartesia to fuse this away and this away to make another copy of this. Because this counts as light and dark. You can treat it as a light, you can treat it as a dark. That's what I'm seeing here. Yep. So 1 level 8 light dragon, 1 level 8 dark dragon makes a second one. And this obviously won't be able to negate it once its attack is lower enough, so you make a second one. So, and that's very easy to do in Branded. Very easy. So you have basically essentially 6 Omni negates, along with Mirror Jade, along with the Tri-Brigade Mercurier in your hand. That's 8. That's 8 interruptions. Right? I don't think, and I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough, and you probably have other stuff you can do too. Right? Now, the other way is to use Branded Red. Branded Red can bring out the Red Albion, do the same thing. I mean, the Black Albion from the graveyard, pull it out, make a Light and Darkness Dragon. The other way is, I forget the name of the card. Someone will remind me if they see this video. It is a spell card that Branded has that will allow you to banish monsters from your graveyard if Albaz is one of the materials to make Light and Darkness Dragon Lord. So that's good. Another card I've been running. Another card I've been running, and I'm hoping someone who plays Yu-Gi-Oh! And plays Branded sees this. Give your thoughts in the chat in the comments below. I think it's been talked about already quite a few times. I just mixed it all in already. Like, I just mixed it all in the deck, and while I was talking, and now they go find it again. Okay, here it goes. So these so that's, and this isn't the new set, by the way. Not an expensive card either. Not an expensive card, not yet. I feel like when people start realizing how stupid this card is for Branded, or how necessary it's going to become more and more as people start getting comfortable using it, it'll go up in price, but I don't think it'll go up too much, even if it does. The next card is Estella of the White Forest. This has been talked about already. People already know about this, okay? This is a powerful spellcaster card because it gives you access to Cartesia or Quem very easily in your own Branded combo. It's not invasive, it doesn't add bricks to your deck by doing this. And it works with high spirits as well, very easily. So, I'll give you 2 examples. You activate Branded Fusion to summon Red Albion, the Branded Dragon, from your extra deck. You send Albaz and a Stellar of the White Forest. Let me actually let you guys know what it does. A Stellar of the White Forest is a level 2 spellcaster light monster. 0 attack, 0 defense. What it does is if it's on the field, you can discard a spell card to special summon a light spellcaster from your deck. Which in Branded is Quem and Cartesia. 2 very powerful, important parts of the engine. You're going to use that however you need to continue plays. So it gives you a very easy way to tutor those very important cards from your deck. Okay, that's why I'm running it. Branded Fusion, very easy access. You can send this to the graveyard, basically Foolish Burial it with Branded Fusion. You guys, some of you guys know the play, some of you guys don't. But listen, a Stellar, Albion. No, sorry. You're making Red Albion with a Stellar and Albaz. Now it's in the graveyard. You do your normal play with Red Albion. You fuse to create Rebellion. Discard a spell or trap for cost to fuse again, and because it has an effect, and because the Stellar has an effect that says if you activate a monster's effect, a monster's effect by discarding a spell or trap, it gets a special summon from the graveyard. So now this comes out after you've done the Rebellion's effect, and now it's like, okay, let me discard another spell or trap. Let me search for Quem. Let me search for Cartesia from the deck. Mostly I go for Cartesia, because then I can turn that into a Grand Guignol. Grand Guignol, 2500 attack. It sends another monster that's high, level 6 or higher monster from my deck to the graveyard, which is great because that can send Puppet for you guys who like to give me Puppet people. But in the context of a format where we don't have access to give me Puppet anymore, I will be using this card. There are other options too. I will be testing this card for a while. I'll be using this Chaos Nephthys. Now, why am I using this? Chaos Nephthys is a level 8 winged beast monster. with 2400 attack, 600 defense. Not nearly as important what the attack power is, although it's good that it's 24. It's Winged Beast, so this is a high spirits target as well, if it's in your hand. Now, normally it cannot be summoned except by its own effect. And what is the trigger that allows it to do that? Well, essentially, if an effect happens that destroys a card or cards on the field, you can special summon this card from the hand or graveyard by banishing a light monster and a dark monster. And when it's summoned, it does something really cool. It will banish target. This is targeting though. This will target banish a card on the field and target banish 2 cards in the graveyard. That's 3 banishes. While summoning a 2400 body that I can fuse away again for another monster. Or use it as a beater. Send to the graveyard another way, have it do it again next turn. You only can do this once per turn. So why is that important? Why do I think that's cool? So being able to banish cards options from the graveyard is going to be really cool. And I've tried it a few times already yesterday, which is great effect. This will shut down Yubel decks. This will disrupt your Snake Eye plays. They're setting up their graveyards oftentimes, right? Yubel likes to blow up things in order to set up plays. This will trigger Nephthys and banish Yubels. Banish their Grave Squirmer, right? To ruin their plays. Snake Eyes, they run Promethean Princess. They will destroy stuff in order to get Promethean Princess out. Or they'll destroy their, I believe they'll destroy their Salaman Great Phoenix, right? That Link monster. That will trigger this. Now I can target banish the Great Phoenix. I can banish the Promethean Princess from the graveyard. I can banish the Flamberge Dragon from the graveyard or the field. Doesn't matter if it's in the spell or trap card zone. If Flamberge pushes my Mirror Jade in the back row, right? I can't make another Mirror Jade. Oh. So I have to be able to get rid of it. I can get rid of it with this. Unchained. Unchained also does it. Unchained does a lot of popping, right? So they destroy their own stuff. It doesn't matter if they destroy my stuff or their stuff. This will trigger Nephthys. And I get to banish basically 3 things off the board, right? Tempai. They do destroy their own field spell, and they do have destruction effects that they can play. This will let me bring out Nephthys. Banish their stuff. Banish their graveyard. 2 cards in their graveyard. Banish a card in their field. I had a person 2 weeks ago use Tempai. They saw my board. They played the field spell. They played Black Rose Dragon. I couldn't respond to it. I couldn't stop the dragon because it was unaffected, and he blew up everything. And then he could just do his stuff. Very not fair. If I had this in the graveyard, then I could summon this, abide to protect myself, and now I can pop it. And 2 cards in the graveyard, right? There's other things as well. If a trap card negates and destroys, once that chain is over with, I can special summon Nephthys and start interrupting them too. So there's actually a bunch of cards. Our decks that will use destruction effects to further their plays that this will disrupt. Now, what if they're not playing something? What if they're not playing a card? What if they're not playing stuff that pops their own cards? Because they see this in the graveyard, they're like, ooh, what's this? I guarantee if you play this, they're going to be like, ooh, what's this? Look at it. And not know what the hell's going on. Which I really like this card for that reason. It's a very good surprise factor. Right? And if they know branded, they're not gonna banish this yet. They're not sure. Because they're thinking, oh, just don't destroy stuff. This won't come out. I'm just gonna hold my responses for Puppet if I can. the puppet lock. Well, here's the thing. Branded has ways of destroying stuff too. It doesn't matter who destroys stuff. If you destroy stuff, they destroy their stuff, or your stuff all the way around. Doesn't matter. This can come out and disrupt. Branded has ways of doing that, guys. Branded can... And this is my favorite way of doing it, by the way. This bad boy. It makes this card even stronger. Borrowload Furious Dragon is a staple fusion card in Branded that synergizes very well with Nephthys, because I can pop a card with the Borrowload Furious Dragon that will trigger Nephthys to come back out and then get rid of 3 things. 1 thing on the field, banish target, and 2 targeted banishes in the graveyard. So I can pop a card in the field, this comes out, pop another card in the field, banish 2 other cards. And then I can get rid of this eventually, probably like a Cartesia or something, fuse it away, use, or maybe I don't even need it anymore. It's just another 2400 body. And I can potentially do this again next turn by getting rid of this, putting it back in the graveyard, and then popping something again with the Borrowload. And now I'm popping another thing. This comes out again, banish 3 more things. I've only really noticed I only need this to happen once, to be honest. And the deck is full of lights and darks. We have ways to shuffle it back in the deck. We have Lubellion. The Lubellion fusion is I can put cards back in my deck. Or put it back in circulation at least. So, I've really been enjoying these 3 cards, and I would implore people to give it a shot. The good thing about it is that outside of one of these cards, they're not expensive. They're not expensive at all. This one, I don't think people are catching on to this yet. I think people are being stubborn because they have Puppet Lock. But because that could go away, if you have one of these, I would keep them. If you know a place you can get one and you like playing Branded, or not even Branded deck, you can play something else. Someone told me they wanted a copy of this for their Dragon Maid deck, which is that sounds pretty fun, right? If you have a copy of this, you play Branded, keep it. Don't trade it. Don't trade it. This could possibly be one of the answers that people are going to use once Puppet Lock is banned, if it's banned. I don't think it will. If it does, oh well. I have an answer. Actually, I'm actually planning on getting 2. A second one, because I want to test going Lad, using its negates, and then fusing into a second Lad, and that's game. That's game. Straight up. If that resolves, and because remember, I'm going to be doing this. Typically, I'm going to be having Branded lost on the board, so I would think it'd be a hard time. It'd be hard for them to deal with it with lost on the board. Doing this under lost is really annoying, right? And the thing is, I can set this up while also setting up this in the graveyard with a Stellar. They work very well together. It's not like I'm running like a brick that can't be any other way. Both of these cards are high spirit targets, and they work very well with high spirits. Okay? So I don't see any problem with it. The only main thing, I just gotta relearn combos and change and stuff like that and make sure I'm doing it right. Like I said, I run, actually, I'll actually reveal it to you. I was running this 2 sideboard cards in particular, which people probably know about this already. Excuse me. Oh man, my nose is so itchy. I was running this in my sideboard. I was testing this again. Necroworld Banshee, Zombie World. Now, why am I running that? I wanted to try it against Tenpai, in particular. Because the field spell protects dragons. If this field spell comes out, it ain't protecting nothing on the field. Ain't protecting nothing. So, when they commit to dragons on the board, I banished the Necroworld Banshee from my graveyard. Or field, actually, if I ever get on the field. Activate zombie world directly from my deck. All monsters on the field are zombies. So their temp by field spell doesn't matter anymore. Right? They'll have to get rid of this first. But I also found some other cool things. There are a lot of other decks right now that require certain type of monsters right now to start link climbing. I was playing against the Salaman Great deck. I realized partway through the guy needs typically the big play he wants to do requires a Cyburst monster for his link 1. So once he normal summoned that monster, that Cyburst monster, so he can start link climbing, I activated Zombie World with the Necro Banshee in my graveyard. And now he can't link. He can't link off. That ruined his play. Now, whether or not he could do other things is dependent on his hand and what else he's got. It didn't look like it worked. This, by itself, basically floodgated him. And I won the game quick enough, even though I made a misplay on my Light and Darkness Dragon at the same time. This works against Yubel. Not necessarily because of well, it's because of the link plays. A lot of their Unchained links require fiends, right? It's fiends. This makes it zombies. They can't do it now, so they get rid of it. I don't actually play the yeah, you can see that. Yay problems. What's wrong, Melissa? Did you miss anything? I'm doing fan art while listening to you. Well, appreciate it. Have you ever played Injustice? DC is like a fighting game. Yeah, I've seen it, but I never played it. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh nerd, so I'm just enjoying listening to you explain this stuff. I'm nodding yes. Oh, well, appreciate it, man. Nyan. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I don't talk about Yu-Gi-Oh too much, even though I voice act in Yu-Gi-Oh and I play. So, wanted to talk about it a little bit. Save this for later. If you guys are fans of Yu-Gi-Oh or you're watching this later and you're like, oh, what's he talking about? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So, big TLDR. If Puppet Lock gets banned, Brandit should be fine. If Puppet Lock gets... If the gimmick Puppet, Nightmare, and Idol gets banned, Brandit will be fine. However, it probably will not be top 64ing for a little bit. It only was getting 1 at full power. This is unless they do a unilateral balancing across the board of all the top decks, and even some of the not top decks that have really broken stuff, like Shifter. Banning Shifter, banning Flamber's Dragon, banning Beatrice. Limiting the temp by field spell, stuff like that. Then you know, unless he does something like that along with the Puppet Lock, that's understandable. Brand is going to be like a really good deck that's just a step away from being a great deck that can top. Unless, and I mean consistently, But my opinion will always stand. If your deck is only getting 1 top 64 representative in 2 major large tournaments in a row, in a world of Fiendsmith, I don't think Branded is the deck you should be talking about right now, at all. I don't think that's a conversation you should be having until we see a world with the Snake Eye stuff being limited or being adjusted, and seeing how that goes first, right? That's the objective answer, in my personal opinion. That's an objective answer. But they're not going to do that, and I know people who hear this are going to say, because Bubba Puppet. And it's fine, whatever. I don't care. My level of sympathy, because I've heard these people before. I heard these people justify Meta Knight in Brawl, and then these same people get pissed off at Bayonetta and Smash 4, and the only difference was they weren't playing the character. So, I've heard those types of conversations before, so I'm quite frankly tired of it. And that's just where I'm at right now. Okay. So, let's see what's going on with the chat. You guys got any questions? You talk about whatever. It doesn't have to be about Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm going to see if I can actually do some slight video editing right now, actually. Just a little bit. Honestly, these streams are just yapping. We're just straight up yapping. a couple of times last week I was playing what's the name of that game? Wuthering Waves. I was playing Wuthering Waves a few weeks ago, so I'm really enjoying leveling up my characters now. I'm starting to really get into the swing of things. But then the last few times we've just kind of mostly been yapping, and that's been actually surprisingly more fun in many cases. So my childhood favorite Superman will always be the favorite by far of Green Lantern. I'm a big Batman fan. Big Batman fan, dude. Wait, James, random question. I was rewatching Minor Demons. What episode did you start voicing Rhys? I think it was 7 or 8. I think it was 7 or 8. Yeah, I mean, and you'll notice the voice changed drastically because I wasn't sure. I guess I wasn't sure how I wanted the voice to be in the beginning. This was years ago. I changed it a lot, and now it's more like my natural voice because I realized that I could be like, my voice is basically what Rhys probably does sound like, right? I already naturally am a tall black guy with that sounds very educated and very logical by nature. I'm already that, and Rhys is that person. Rhys is that to a certain degree, so I don't really have to change much to get into character, and that's when the character started sounding more like just normal James, to be honest. So when I look back at those old episodes, I get it's very cringe. I just want to put it that way. I sound terrible, in my personal opinion. Later on, when I got comfortable, definitely enjoyed it more. Probably was nervous. Didn't want to do a bad job. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I can't remember. What I missed in the last half hour? We gave away $1 million. You missed it. That's crazy, Amanda. Insane. Are we gonna watch MyStreet later? 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Let me see. 122. See if I can find that. All right. I don't have a lot of time, but I want to try to do this right now. We'll see if the program's going to listen to me. Wait, what was that comment? I totally missed it. 100% reminds you of what? Also, let me just... Hold on a second, chat. Hold on a second. Okay, you 100% remind me of Rhys with your voice. LOL, and I also found Minor Demons poster and I fell in love all over again. Had to rewatch it. Oh, how good is Minor Demons? Never watched that once. Let me put it this way, Espresso Cat. It appears to me, and you can ask chat, objectively speaking, that it is one of the more popular non-MyStreet related series, and people have been asking for a season 2 for like the last half decade or something like that, 3-4 years. Something like that. Most of my voiceover work in Aphmau's universes is from that series, and people still remember my character fondly. And it was definitely noticeable during VidCon this year. People are still clamoring for Minor Demons Season 2, even after they've gotten older. And it's just what it is. I appreciate it. I will give it a shot. See what you think about it. Doesn't hurt. I have a video of the part you thought Zane farted in the last episode. Oh, really? Yeah, sometimes I get too into it. You know, I forgot you voiced in Diaries. Yeah, I think I was low. I voiced low back then too. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Yeah, low. What is with this woman and cliffhangers? Who? You talking about Jess? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I don't know if Lo will ever come back. I think he's too similar to Rhys in terms of the way I don't know, the way I approach it. I don't know. Does Rhys have random question? Because I saw someone post this on Twitch. I mean, on Twitch, but Twitter. What is Rhys' last name? Does Rhys have a last name? I feel like it's targeted towards an older audience. What is? What is? What's like the work with Jess? Yeah, it's very fun, very easy. Honestly. Very easy to work with. Zero problems whatsoever. It's like, look, I'm a person that just works, right? You give me a job, I do it. You shouldn't have any problems with me. Put my hard hat on, go work, go home. Very simple person in that way. Yeah, I don't have any issues. It's fun. It's good. Sometimes I put more pressure on myself than they do with me, because I'll be like, okay, I'll give them like multiple takes, more than necessary. Just put it that way, and they're fine with it. I haven't got any complaints, which is like great, because it makes it much easier for me to get my job done for them when they ask for it. I'll look at this. Look at the email later. Hey Amanda, are you in my Discord? 125, 140. Wait, for this video. Wait, are you talking about the one I'm looking at right now? Are you talking about this video right now? Are you talking like 125? I was actually looking for the arrestable moments. How'd you know that? How'd you know that? How'd you know that? I haven't chatted yet. You're in Discord? Well, man, if you want to post your compilation of clips in our Discord, we have a section for that. You know that, right? I just want to make sure you know. Not in the Aphmau section. There is a community clip section. Mm-hmm. And you can just post it there. Especially if you're really proud of it, you know? I read your mind. Get out. Get out of my head, Charles. No one gets that reference. No one gets that reference. I don't even know why I said it. It's literally what I was looking for. That's insane. Thank you for making it so much easier. How come I can't hear anything? Hold on a second. Hold on a second, chat. Should not be muted. Let me just real quick. That doesn't make sense. Why is it doing that? What the hell? Hold on a second.
Doing this.
No, see, the original video is not muted. So why is this muted? Well, the waveform is there. It must be an After Effects thing. I think it's an After Effects thing. I'll probably have to reset After Effects, to be honest. Wait, you can hear it? No. I played a separate video. I have the video file over here, so I can quickly skim it if I need to. But then the one on After Effects isn't doing it. That's what I'm saying. Oh, was that an X-Men reference? Yes! Bobcat, let's go! 100 jam points for capable Bobcat. I feel so connected to you now for you understanding the reference. It's great. Do you remember where it came from? You're welcome. I watched stream screenshot the rest and screen record them later. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that you do that. It's really cool. It's really cool. All right, hold on a second. Usually these are supposed to be YouTube shorts, so they can't be more than a minute. I'm like the laziest person when it comes to this stuff. I swear to God. Okay. Yeah, I gotta figure out what am I missing here. So this is the part where he shows the potion. He's like, oh yeah, the potion uses just drug Aphmau. Just drug Aphmau will be great. It's a great idea. It's just in case. I mean, just in case, bro. Like, they shouldn't even be thinking about it. There it is. There it is. I'm gonna have to do some cuts to fix it, to put it in there. All right. I'm gonna save, and then I'm gonna exit the program, and then go back in. And maybe that'll fix it. Maybe that'll fix it. Should I get like I think I have to go find it, but I think I have the soundtrack to the Undertale and Deltarune somewhere. If not, I'll just go look for it again. If you made fan art, where do we put it? Oh, there's just should be art section in our Discord. It just literally says art, dude. Yeah, just put it in there. Oh, what's up, Levi? Afternoon, James Man asks, what characters besides Aphmau are related do you voice? So I will say, the most, I'll just say like just like a small amount of the known ones that people probably know the most about. So I voice in Yu-Gi-Oh! I voiced in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, the anime, or the dub version, obviously. I voice Roa Kassidy in that. That's probably, besides Lo in Aphmau, Rhys, I'm probably most known for. Now, I voiced in Pathfinder Wrath as the cleric Sosiel. I voiced characters in Bread Barbershop. It's a cute little cartoon with talking animated bread and food products. Very cute. So if you look up Bread Barbershop on YouTube, you will find it. I voice a few characters here and there, like, you know, not main characters, right? But characters. You can go to my website, JamBudsVO.com, and you'll see like a list, whole list. If you are a fan of Michaela Laws' work, type 1 in the chat if you are. If you know who Michaela Laws is and you're a fan of her work. I've voiced in several of her games, her indie games. If you recall, this is a long time ago, it's like almost 10 years actually. I voiced a character named Malix in the Seduce Me Otome games. Yeah, that was me. I was the main villain in those games. There's some other stuff as well. I did an NPC voice in Genshin Impact. I did some NPC working in Genshin Impact before. I mentioned Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, so still Venek. By the way, Roa is also in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, so I voiced him there as well. And then some other cartoons here and there that you probably haven't heard of, like Secret Magic Control Agency, that's on Netflix. Taina and the Amazon's Guardians, that's on, I think it's on Netflix too. There was a 2021 Double Little Vampire, where I voice a character in there. If I was to go over all the characters I voiced in for Aphmau. What's up, Levi? Thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. Do you voice and Seduce Me? Oh my god, you did. I love to see you play games you've been in, like Seduce Me. Yeah, you know what? I would love to. I mean, I wish we could try that someday, depending on if enough people want me to. I think a long time ago I did a reaction. I did watch something Seduce Me related. I forget what it was. If we were to go over all the characters I voiced in for Aphmau, so in Phoenix Drop High, in one episode I voiced Mr. Moore. There's a character named Mr. Moore. Minecraft Diaries and A Royal Tale, I voiced Lo. I'm looking at it right now. In Falcon Claw University, I voiced the Dean in one episode, I believe. Or was it two? I don't remember. I did voice Daniel briefly for a few episodes when Ross couldn't do it for whatever reason. I'm not sure what that reason is, so don't bother asking. MyStreet When Angels Fall. And then Minor Demons. I did that stuff like that. I've also voiced in a few other cartoons as well. There's a show called Robin Hood, Mischief and Sherp. It's like a kid's version of Robin Hood, 3D show, 3D animation. I voiced a few villains in that one. And then there's a Pinocchio cartoon that came out in 2022 that got dubbed, called Pinocchio and Friends, where I voiced a character called Candlewick. So you can see they're mostly like a lot. I don't voice a lot of anime. I would love to voice more anime, and it just hasn't been happening, and hopefully it does. But I voice in a lot of kids' cartoons. A lot of them are dubbed because they're made in other countries, right? I also voice a character called Nick in a 3D action cartoon called Hero Inside, which you can find on Cartoon Network and has been shown on Cartoon Network. It also is on Roku, the Roku channel. Now that show is crisp. That show is really good. You should definitely watch that. And Nick is the main character's sidekick or main character's best friend. He shows up a lot, so you'll hear my voice a lot. Have you ever voiced a Miraculous Ladybug? No, I have not. I'm pretty sure I'm non-union. I'm a non-union voice actor. I'm pretty sure they're all union. Yeah. You should react to Gloom and Yami's gameplay of Seduce Me. That would be fun. Can you link me that in the Discord? There is a section in our Discord, by the way, guys. Let me just pull it up. It's called JamBud Reacts to These. These nuts, got them. If you have videos you want me to react to, you can post it in there. And if I feel like doing it, I will do it. I'll check it out. And when I do these videos where we're just sitting here reacting to stuff, I usually pull from this section. So, a lot of these I can't react to on YouTube though, because they probably give me copyright nonsense. Or if I do, I can't keep the VOD. I have to delete the VOD afterwards. So, you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush is getting a dub? Yeah, it is. Have you ever watched Fairy Tail? I feel like I have watched it a tiny bit, but I never got into it. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm trying to voice some more anime. I really am. I've been auditioning for anime, for cartoons since moving to LA. Nothing stuck. But at least I'm getting auditions, which is a good sign. You know what I mean? Try to look at the silver lining. There was an anime that I found out some really cool, awesome people voiced in. And I felt a little bad about myself. I felt a little bad because I didn't get in, but I got an audition, which is, that's like the part. That's like the important part, right? You know what I mean? Do you have an agent? Not yet. We're trying to get one. I've been reaching out to agencies, and it's a process. It takes time. Sometimes they're not gonna, because you gotta remember, these guys are seeing like so many people like me asking for the same thing, representation. I'm getting some help on that. I see it as a I've been getting all my work through connections, no agent, this entire time. Reaching out to people directly, meeting them at events or workshops or whatever, and eventually getting sent auditions, and that becomes work, and it becomes consistent work. All my clients in New York, that's how it's been. No agent. So I see an agent as just an extension of my strategy to get more work, right? It's not like the end all be all. It's not like if I get an agent, like the universe is saved, thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm bad at remembering things, but when do you react to Aphmau roleplays again? Is it Monday? Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is for MyStreet. However, this week we're starting something different. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll also be reacting to MyStreet, not to MyStreet. We'll be reacting to Phoenix Drop High, starting at season 1. Now, this is just know, guys, this may be a different order than how you guys wanted me to look at stuff. But to keep it sane for me, we're gonna keep it this way. That way, when I organize these videos on the YouTube channel, they're gonna be in different playlists based on the series, and that's how I want to keep it. So I need to organize that actually on my YouTube channel. But you should see a playlist for just the MyStreet stuff. Right now it's 11. I think it's 11 episodes so far. 12 for today, this afternoon. But yeah, the order should be okay as long as you watch PD8 Season 2 before MyStreet Season 4. The order should be okay. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be simultaneously going through 1 through whatever for MyStreet. But because we're going to be watching Phoenix Drop on Tuesday and Thursday only, we'll be catching up. Hopefully. We'll see. We got a lot. Here's the thing. We got a lot of work. We got a lot of videos to watch, guys. There's no need to rush. We have plenty of time. The goal is to get through all of MyStreet before the last season. We should feasibly be able to do that, even if we do not know when that show will be released. We should feasibly be able to do that. 2 to 3, maybe even 4 episodes a stream from Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? That's like 12 at max, 6 minimum every day. Every week, right? That should be totally possible. Don't forget to check without Write It Outs. I haven't forgot about Write It Out. You told me about that. Okay, so I didn't get a lot of work done again today, but yapping is yapping. I enjoy it. I'm assuming you guys will be all here later on. For 2 p.m. Type 1 in the chat if you're going to be here. Just 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to take a break. Let me get some water. Get myself prepared. Get some adulting done. And that way when 2 o'clock hits, I don't have to worry about nonsense happening. Yeah. And how you guys been enjoying Rhys appearances? You guys have been enjoying Rhys appearances in the weekly episodes? Gotta get back to work on the comps. They won't make themselves. True. I'm trying to do my own compilations as well. To be honest with you guys, I'm just really bad at right now at getting up early to do it. Andy's still alive. Okay, we'll raid Andy. We'll raid Andy, dude. All right. When we raid Andy, by the way, make sure you use my emote if you have access to it, or all caps get jammed. Okay? This is what you need to be using when we raid. Okay? Here is stream, just in case for some reason you get lost. But we're gonna raid him together on Twitch, okay? Right now he's playing Elden Ring. Oh, good, man. This is a great opportunity to tell him to get jammed. Bro. Great opportunity to tell him to get jammed. Let's get it. Alright, guys. You guys have been wonderful. There's 7 people watching. 7 viewers from Twitch, by the way, watching. If you guys want to jump over to twitch.tv/JamBudsVO, you can do that right now, too. If you guys want to join the raid. Alright. See you in about 2 hours. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Time for more nonsense. Try to tell me when I get back how many arrests will be made for this episode. I'm anticipating 2. But that's just me. Alright. See you guys later. It's been great. Get your lunch. Get rest. Take care of yourselves, and as always, stay jamming. We out.